Good afternoon, everyone. It's me, Jessica, your health fitness program manager from McLean. We're about to lay down on foam rollers for today's Yin Yoga practice. So hopefully you have a foam roller. Um, this is a great one to practice in the office also, just in case you don't have an extra long foam roller, but I bet you can still make this class work for you. Just making sure everything's great. There I am. Okay, so there's many ways to get onto your foam roller. My preferred way is to literally just sit on the end and then bring my feet in front of me, glutes slash bum really close to the bottom, and lay yourself down so that your head can relax on your foam roller. Oh my goodness, this is an extra hard foam roller. Find a place to plant your feet. Relax your arms down by your side, and perhaps you even gently rock a little bit side to side to get started. Just notice how your body's feeling. Where are you feeling a little push of the water that's like in your fascia? So there's many different types of foam rollers. At home, I have a medium foam roller. It's a little softer than this. I also have a super soft foam roller. These hard foam rollers, they're all great. It's also just fun to try a little something different. So as you start to really feel like your whole spine is able to create contact with the foam roller, we're going to come into a stillness. So center yourself. Notice if you're rounding or arching your back. Perhaps you even intentionally tuck your pelvis and then arch your back to find your neutral spine. Relax your hands down on the floor and simply breathe. Check out if your chin is stretching up towards the ceiling. Pull your chin in towards your chest. Long, slow, deep inhales in through your nose and out through your mouth. If you want to set an intention for today's practice, now is a great time to do so as you start to quiet your body and quiet your mind. What is a positive thought that you can focus on the times that you notice that your attention is a little bit distracted? I like affirmations such as, today is going to be an amazing day. I get better every single day. I'm already enough. Or perhaps it makes you feel good to serve others and give some time or some energy or some love and send it to someone that you know who needs it. We've got a couple of breaths left here in our opening Savasana on the foam roller. Begin to scan your body head to toe, one breath, 1 inch at a time. And just notice where you might be squeezing or creating some extra tension and where can you relax a little bit more. You know your body best. So wherever you might have come in contact with tension. On your inhale, notice it. Exhale, let it go, and keep coming back to those spots. Great. So today's class is going to be a little different than usual. We are actually going to take some motion. On your next breath, I want you to inhale your arms up, palms facing towards each other. Exhale, relax your shoulders towards the foam roller. They might even hug and squeeze it a little. A little. On your inhale, stretch and reach all the way up. Low belly pulls in, low back presses firmly down into your roller, and exhale. Arms still stretching up towards the ceiling, but squeeze your shoulder blades around towards, down toward the floor around your roller. Let's get 4 more breaths. Inhale, stretch up. Nice slow breath, belly in, exhale. big squeeze. Inhale, exhale, two more. Ooh, inhale. So you might really notice some spots that feel a little bit more tense, tired. Exhale or challenged, engaged in these big squeezes will hurt so good. Last one, inhale, stretch up. Exhale. Awesome. Arms still up towards the sky. I'm slightly limited in my space. I'm gonna turn a little. We're gonna open our arms nice and wide. So still palms facing towards each other, arms up towards the ceiling, shoulders away from your ears. Firm your full back on the mat. A little tuck of the pelvis, engagement of your core. Inhale, arms are palms facing in. Exhale, open your hands nice and wide. Can you even bring the backs of the fingers towards the floor? Well, different bit of a squeeze. Inhale, relieve that tension between your shoulders. Exhale, open and squeeze. Four more, nice and slow. Inhale, two, three, four. Exhale, two, three, four. So your breath is matching with your movement. Exhale. Let's do one more. As you finish your next exhale, we're going to allow our arms to stay relaxed down to the floor, open nice and wide. So palms are down to the floor. You can even bend your elbows, draw your elbows closer towards the foam roller and your hips. External rotation of the shoulders keeps that deep pressure in your upper back, and your chin is pulled in towards your chest. Find your breath. Just a few more breaths right here. With your arms still out wide to the side. On your next inhale, stretch them long again. Maybe the backs of your fingers, backs of your hands are on the floor, or maybe they hover above the floor. On your inhale, bring your arms up overhead, as much of a range of motion as you can. And on your exhale, circle your arms down by your side, palms facing up, like you're making a snow angel. So palms can either be away from the floor, or you can let your fingers drag on the floor, a little bit more of an intense stretch. Let's get five from here. So still back to that nice slow breath, at least a four count. Inhale, one, two, three, four. Exhale, one, two, three, four. Inhale, one, two, three, four. Exhale, one, two, three. Two more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Relax with your arms down by your hips for a moment. We're going to inhale the right arm up overhead. Right palm facing up towards the ceiling, left palm facing down towards the floor. On your next inhale, both arms come up towards the sky. Switch the direction of your palms halfway through. So turning your left hand over, right hand keeps facing towards the floor. No, you don't have to turn your left hand over. You're just going to do opposite arms. Oh, Jessica. Actually, you can. You can rotate through your hand for a little extra bit of a stretch as opposed to just keeping your palms facing up. Explore pressing through different parts of your spine and just moving your breath. Opposite arms taking a little bit of a swim. One more full breath. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Great. Find a place that you want to create some stillness. Maybe your arms are out wide and high. Maybe your arms are at a mid depth. Maybe your arms come right back towards your side. But where is the right amount of pressure or tension or just that little bit of self myofascial release that your upper back needs? And we will take just over 1 minute right. Really try and relax here. So scan your body one breath at a time. Are you creating any extra tension? Can you bring more of your feet to relax on the floor? I know I had a big squeeze of my glutes and I pressed the heels in. I can relax my toes down towards the mat. Bring some relaxation back into the shoulders, the chin towards the chest with the back of the head on the mat. Gentle little tuck of the pelvis, even more of the low back on the, I didn't mean the mat, on your foam roller. Last few breaths right here. All right. Before we get up, on your next exhale, turn, twist your head slowly towards the right. Inhale, head back up to center. Exhale, look to the left. Few more breaths. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn, twist your head. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Few more. Last two breaths. Awesome. Bring your arms back down to your side if they were not there, and gently roll off of your foam roller. Great. From here, let's come up and sit ourselves up. Setting yourselves up, we're going to come into kneeling and bring your foam roller in front of you. Just taking a couple moments, changing the way that we're sitting. If you have trouble with kneeling itself, you can even place the foam roller between your legs for a little bit of support. Let's hang out here, beginning to get a stretch into the tops of your ankles. Pardon me. We'll be here for 1 minute. So shoulders relax away from your ears. Make sure there's no overarch of your back. So a gentle little tuck of your pelvis. Elbows hang heavy towards the floor. Palms can be facing down towards your thighs for a little bit more grounding. Palms can be facing up for a little bit more receiving of the energy in the space around you. Slow your breath, close your eyes, or focus on one spot. All right. If this is a challenging stretching your ankles, stay right here. I want you to look back for a moment also and check out what's happening with your feet. Are they pointing directly behind you? If your feet are in any sort of a wonky position, not directly pointing behind you, can you work to adjust such that they are like going straight back as opposed to any super turns or twists in? Uh, and if you can take a little bit more of a stretch in your ankles, come off of your foam roller if you were sitting on it and gently roll your knees under. So your big toes might come a little bit off of the floor, but working towards sending those big toes behind you, there's going to be a little arch, I'm sure, of your feet. Your hands can be on your foam roller. We've got just under a minute for this continued stretch in your ankles, on the top of your feet. So great for breaking down scar tissue in your feet from injuries and issues. Slow your breath, find that one spot, focus your eyes. Beautiful. On your next exhale, we're going to come off of the foam roller. Knees come back down towards the floor. Hands can be on the floor. Go ahead, tap the tops of your feet down. Great. And then with hands on the floor, or maybe even on your foam roller, give yourself a couple of cat cows here. Just about 2 minutes to really stretch things out. Maybe you really moved around the fascia in your upper back while we're on the foam roller. Experiment with some circles in your shoulders. If you try something in one direction, try it in another direction, but both sides of the body are so different. So if you need a little bit more love on one side than the other, then please give it to yourself. We do have a child's pose coming up shortly. So by shortly, yeah, I apparently mean next, but you've got 1 more minute right here to keep finding some movement at whatever pace you need to go. Ooh, that was a very loud pop. All right, fantastic. I look forward to feeling a lot more loose, comfortable, easy, and flexible later. Great. So next up is going to be child's pose. You can uh, create an extra depth in your stretch by keeping your hands up on your foam roller, rolling that foam roller as far forward as you are ready to get into today. Can you relax and release your head to the floor? Maybe you even bring back that generous bend to your elbows. Maybe you have your forearms on the foam roller instead of your hands. Let's hang out here for the next couple/few minutes. As always, if you find that the stretch that you started to feel so good in starts to feel not so good, then please take any adjustment that your body needs so that you can find a space where you're still breathing deeply and then stretching. Breath first, stretch and flexibility second. 2 minutes from here. All right. Still here in your child's pose, bring your hands off of your foam roller and start to walk them all the way to the right. Shift your hips a little more generously to the left. Maybe your left hand comes on top of your right. Maybe your right hand comes on top of your left. But why not hold your own hand? Relax your head back down towards the floor or even head on your forearm. Make a little connection with yourself somewhere. And then hips coming back to center. Walk your hands slowly. Take your time. They'll find their way to the left side of the mat. Maybe right hand comes on top of left. Relax and release your head down to the floor or maybe your forearm. Shift your hips to the right as much as feels good for you. Let's take a couple more breaths in our child's pose with a little reach here to the side. Beautiful stillness, everyone. Bring your hips back to center, walk your hands back to center, lift yourself up. Okay, great. We're going to come back onto our foam rollers. We're going to get a little bit of the upper back from here. I'm going to borrow my shoot. I have pulled my timer. So good. All right, so flipping over onto your back, place the foam roller at your upper back shoulders. There we go. And like elbows out wide to the side. Your hands are just gently supporting your head right here. Great. Take a few breaths here. Once again, turn, twist your head left and right. If your back is really tight and it's hard for you to have your hips on the floor, then please feel free to press into the soles of the feet. Hips lift. Hips lifted is also going to make this a little bit more intense if it's easy for you to get your back on the floor. But perhaps you even place a pillow under your glutes to help you find a little bit of lift and support right here. And then you can even start to twist your upper body a little side to side, maybe a little up and down right here, even keeping the foam roller somewhat still, but you moving yourself and finding a little extra stretching or pulling in your fascia. And if you find any spots that feel really tight or tense, and you want to hold there for a couple breaths, give it some space. Deep thoughts that our bodies are like a sponge, and when we get these really tight, tense spots, it's pretty much areas where the sponge is getting a little dry. So to help lubricate the sponge, doing something like foam rolling, moving around a little here on the foam roller is going to help you feel better. If you would like to roll slowly up and down, please do here. Avoid those low ribs, but otherwise, feel free to gently roll around on your back. I like to go up in one direction and then twist, rotate down in the opposite direction to really help to break up some of the knots, those tight, dry spaces in your back. And don't worry, we've got some stillness coming up shortly. Let's take the rest of this minute though. So roll out your back or just rock side to side, whatever felt good there for you. Okay. Release your glutes down towards the floor. Bring your foam roller to the back of your neck. Might even give a little bit of a tuck of your chin to your chest. But that little like area of your neck that rounds just a little bit. Let's place the foam roller there. Take a couple breaths. I know that last one might have been a lot on your neck itself. So coming into some stillness here for just a few moments. And then you can stay here in stillness for a little longer if you want or need, or otherwise a gentle turn twist of your head right very slowly. The slower that you move, just really take your time here. Okay, great. We're going to get a little bit more into that upper back. So we're going to roll the foam roller under the shoulders again. I'm going to move down a little, make some space for myself. And here's where you might want a pillow for behind your head. So we're going to lift our hips up, reach your arms all the way overhead. And then once your fingers are touching, you can relax your shoulders on the floor. And then you can work to relax your glutes towards the lower part. I fix my shirt. Great. And then extending your legs long. We're going to come into a little banana pose here. So crossing your left ankle over your right, reach now with your fingers towards the left side. Head can relax behind you. If that's still really uncomfortable, come back to your hands supporting your head and just finding a big reach, just a little bit lower on the back for the foam roller than we were a couple of breaths and moments ago. We've got 1 minute to go right here. Slowly, carefully release back to center. Take a moment. You can tuck your chin to your chest. Straighten your legs. I'm short on space, so you're going to bend my knees. You can bend yours too. Tucking elbows in towards each other and down towards the knees. And then exhale, release yourself back open. Extend your legs long, cross your left ankle. Cross your right ankle over the left and find that big reach of your upper body to the left side. Find where it feels good for you. I have a lot more discomfort in my upper back, so I actually want to get that left shoulder towards the foam roller as opposed to arms long. A little support of interlaced fingers behind the head. Just a couple breaths to go here. Close your eyes or find that one spot to focus. All right, bring your upper body back to center. Separate your legs, elbows above your foam roller. Bring your foam roller all the way under your low back. And let's release the back of the head, back of the shoulders towards the mat. Roll your foam roller so that it's just at the top of your glutes for a supported glute bridge. Great. So if you were really struggling there, you could also just completely remove your foam roller for a moment, bring it underneath of your knees, and then press your hips up and roll the foam roller under. And give you a little extra roll down your body there. All right. Arms can be wherever feels good, whether it's by your side, maybe arms and a goal post for a little stretch in your pecs. Arms up overhead can also give you a delightful stretch. You can stretch your feet out a little further from the center line of the body as well. Find what feels good. We'll hang out here for the next 3 minutes. Come back to scanning your body from head to toe. Where can you relax a little bit more? Use your exhale to simply melt into your mat space. Is there tension in your feet? If your feet had been flat on the floor and still could be if the soles of the feet are down, if your legs aren't extended, relax your toes, the floor. Relax your glutes, relax your belly. Enjoy your breath. Okay, if you brought your arms up overhead, bring your arms back down close by your side. If you extended your legs, walk your legs in. Once the soles of the feet are underneath of your knees, press into them. Inhale, lift yourself up, and exhale, come down off of your foam roller. Push that foam roller to the side for a moment. Open your arms again. Hips to the left, allow your knees to fall heavy to the right for a gentle spine twist. You can keep your legs stacked. You can separate your legs, whatever feels good for you. Optional stretch in the neck. Once again, turn twist to look over your left shoulder, opposite direction of your knees. and simply breathe. Okay, if you turned and twisted your head, bring your head back in line with your heart. Roll over onto your back, press into the soles of your feet, shift your hips to the opposite direction, and allow your knees to fall heavy to the left. Once again, option to keep your legs stacked or stagger, however feels right for you today. If you want that big stretch in your neck, turn, twist, and look over your right shoulder, opposite direction of your knees. This is our last asana before our final savasana. If you turned your head away from your heart, bring your head back in line with your heart. Roll onto your back. Arms come down by your side. Extend your legs long and find your final savasana. Maybe you open your legs wide. Maybe heels touch, toes fall open. Palms facing up towards the ceiling or grounding down towards the floor. Maybe one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. Just find where what feels good, where you can create some stillness, and give this savasana as much devotion and focus as you gave to all the other asanas. This is your body's opportunity to just let your blood flow and let your intention and your practice sink in. So if your eyes are still open, can you close them? If your chin is stretching up towards the ceiling, draw it to your chest. I encourage you to stay here on this floor for final savasana for a little bit longer, for as long as you can. So we'll close out today's practice down here on our mat. Thank you so much for coming. Thank yourself so much for coming and making time for you today, because if no one has told you today, you are special and you're worth it and you're worthy, and there's no one better to be than yourself. And today is going to be an amazing day, even if just for one breath, because you created a little bit of you time to fill your own cup, to be able to one day, if not today, or maybe later, spill out and share more of your energy and joy with others. But let it be your choice. Until we are together again, I hope you'll think good thoughts. You'll speak good words to yourself. You'll eat good foods and do good deeds and continue to take time to nourish yourself from the inside out. Have a wonderful rest of your practice and a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.